What's up, everybody? we here with the homie Young Mike T. And today we're gonna talk to him, get to know him a little bit better, talk to him about his music, his upbringing, and a little bit more of his recent project that's coming out soon. So what's up, Young Mike T? How you doing, son? So we get straight into it, Young Mike T. Do you want to tell the audience, the people who don't know you, how you got into music?
Well, it was really my dad that got me into music. My first CD was Michael Jackson, Bad. I think I was like 3 years old. I remember jumping on my bed listening to Michael Jackson Bad, the whole album. And then from there, I kind of got into rap and stuff, and listening to Tupac, NWA.
Classics.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much it. Any got any like moments from your life when you first started listening to or getting into hip hop where you were like, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Like a moment, specific moment?
A specific moment or anything that comes to mind where you knew that this is what you want to do with your life.
Well, yeah, the rebellious nature of hip hop.
Yeah.
I always align with that, and I was about my first hip hop CD. The Shakira count?
Shakira counts, man.
Shakira counts.
Whatever floats your boat, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Shakira was got me introduced to hip hop, I guess.
I mean, it's questionable, but it's all right.
But yeah, like my first actual hip hop song that got me into rap was like probably Tupac, Hit 'Em Up.
Yeah.
I learned that whole rap. I recited that rap in front of my class.
Yeah.
When I was like 7.
7.
Yeah.
You singing those lyrics?
I was singing them lyrics.
And what the teachers have to say about that?
So I like censored myself. So I was like, first off, and
Okay.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I get you. Plain and safe. Now I like that. Well then, I know every artist is different and they have their own way of doing things, right? When it comes to their creative process, writing songs, making beats, whatever it is. So as an artist yourself, you want to give insight on your creative process?
I don't really have one, to be honest. I kind of just, you know how some people like say you gotta be creating something every day.
Yeah.
To keep them like the creative juices flowing.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I kind of just go off like impulse.
Kind of just like go with the
When
flow.
I feel something, then I'll make something.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's worked for me.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like when you try to force something, it kind of comes off as like not genuine.
Yeah.
So
So you're the kind of artist that has the creative process where you just kind of go with the flow. You don't really have a strict routine to it. Would you say?
yeah, I just act on impulse. If I feel something, then I just make something.
Yeah. I feel that. I think everyone's different, so everyone got their. Some people are like militant about it, 9 to 5. Like Eminem, he says he treats hip hop like a 9 to 5 job. And then you got people like Prince, who just like go with the flow. However he's feeling, then he makes the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Eminem said he can rhyme with orange. He said that nothing rhymes with orange.
Can you rhyme with orange?
I don't think so. I think that's only Eminem can do that.
On to the next question.
Yeah.
So for the people who haven't really heard your music, and maybe especially for the people who have heard your music, now there's nothing really. I've obviously listened to your music, and I wouldn't say there isn't like there's nothing controversial about your music, but as an artist, you always leave yourself exposed. You know what I'm saying, to vulnerability. So, do you think that there might be any misconceptions people might have about you that you think you're aware of, or you get what I'm saying? Like if someone listens to your music and it's a real deep topic and you think that they might not get it, you think that people have misconceptions about you that you might wanna clear up. Not on no criminal shit, just in like creatively.
I think the only misconceptions is when people, because a lot of people will listen to music on like a surface level. You know, like they just take what they hear and assume that that's what music is. But they don't really like take the time to interpret what it could mean. And I feel like that's the way someone could listen to my music. But I don't think I say anything like controversial.
So basically, like people shouldn't listen to your music just on a surface level. There's layers to it that they need to dive deeper in. Is that what you mean?
But I don't even want to say that. Or like my music is like some deep shit. You gotta like be on some like deep shit to listen to. But like it's just if you get it, you get it.
Yeah, man, that's sick. I get it. You know how I'm talking. All right, so we're gonna get into talking about look, but before we get into questions specifically about look, I just want to ask you if you could tell your younger self something before you released look. In hindsight, what would you tell yourself?
My younger self.
Yeah.
Get over your fears of outside opinion and just make something.
Yeah.
Do what you wanted to do. Yeah.
Nah, that's beautiful. So what's this, like a mixtape, album, EP? What we calling it?
Something about look.
Yeah, look.
It's an album. It's a short album. It's like 50 minutes. But yeah, it's an album. It's kind of a concept album. You just have to listen to it. I don't really like telling people what my music is about.
Yeah.
Like so that people kind of make their own interpretations of it.
Yeah.
You know, because if I tell them what it means, then their opinions are always going to be like tainted, kind of.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Just listen to it.
All right. Well, we'll get to talking about look more in depth in the next location. So we're back in a new location this time, but we're still with the same guest, Young Mike T. So we're just gonna continue on where we left off. So we're gonna get into look. We're gonna talk about the project as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. So the title itself, look. Beyond the surface level, what does that title mean?
Well, how I came up with the title was it was basically like a way to describe looking at yourself in the mirror kind of concept, like looking at your insecurities, facing your fears, your insecurities head on, and yeah, pretty much just like facing whatever it is that you're avoiding. Yeah, it's basically taking a look at yourself, kind of thing. Yeah,
I feel that. So I've listened to the project, and of course, man, it's a beautiful project. It's got real layers to it when you listen to it. You know what I'm saying? It's a well put together project. You know what I'm saying? So when people listen to this project, right? Is there any kind of like hidden messages or unintentional messages you got hidden in there that people might not pick up on, but maybe you can give us a heads up for the people who haven't listened yet, if there is any?
I mean, I didn't put any hidden messages in it, but you know how people be like trying to they try to like make something into something that isn't, like, this word is means this because he's trying to portray the alternate universe that that the idea arises from, but it's nothing like that. But again, it comes back to like the listener interpreting it however they want to. So I didn't put any hidden messages in. But if you want it to be a hidden message, then you can put one in there.
If people go, if they go deep enough.
Yeah, if you go deep enough, you hit the cervix.
Yeah. All right, now that's pretty cool. So, just a little fun one about the project. I want to know if there is any. What is the wildest thing that happened while you were creating this project?
Well, I made the whole thing in a week. So
just 1 week.
Just 1 week.
Shit,
so
that's pretty crazy.
I don't know how much can happen in a week of crazy stuff. So
I mean,
nothing crazy happened. I was just in my room. I was in this room right here.
Yeah.
You see Tupac right there.
Yeah.
Neo's gay ass right there. Yeah. Just making music.
Well, I mean, there's not anything too crazy that can happen in a week, but I think the crazy things that you made this in a week, that in itself is the crazy part.
Yeah, I made it in a week, and I probably beat my meat one time throughout the whole week.
That just shows how busy you were with the music.
That just shows the determination in that week.
That's what determination is, folks.
That's what it's all about.
Now, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Now, getting back to a little bit more of a serious note, right? So you got this project. You got an upcoming project coming out pretty soon, actually, called NADIA. Yeah. So I recently watched the American Pie. I was about to say American Cream Pie. Oh, my bad. American Pie. And I noticed when I was watching that there's a character in that movie called Nadia.
Yeah.
And the name of your upcoming project, right, is also called Nadia.
Yeah.
So is there any relation right there between the two?
Oh yeah, definitely. So I got the idea for the name Nadia from the movie American Pie. As he would like to say, American Cream Pie. But
by mistake.
But yeah, if you've seen the movie, if anyone has seen the movie, then you would know what the character Nadia means to the movie, the franchise. So if you take that, then and apply it to the album, you can kind of get an idea of what the album could be about.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm gonna say.
So okay, but you recommend maybe people should watch the movie before they listen to the album?
You don't have to, but it might help. Yeah, it could help. So probably watch it if you want to.
Yeah, and just to clarify, because earlier we were talking about Look, which is your current project, but Nadia is an upcoming project.
Yeah.
Any kind of a release date you got on that, or just kind of?
Definitely in a couple months. I was aiming for June, maybe July, but just keep your eyes peeled.
So now, being the great interviewer that I am, I did a little bit of research.
Okay.
And from my independent research, I found that you've actually been working on Nadia for quite a few years actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long you been working on that?
About 5 to 6 years. Yeah, I was actually 16 when I first started writing songs for it, and around that time, 16 to like 19, that was like the Nadia days, what I like to call the Nadia days.
Yeah.
And that's when I was really living that Nadia life. But now it's just a distant memory
Yeah.
in my life.
I mean, wow, it's gonna be like a culmination of your teenage life is what it sounds like. So I mean, you've been working on it for like 6 years. So I mean, it sounds like it's gonna be something very important to you, and I can't wait to hear it when it does eventually decide to come out. But on that note, from what I can understand, right? Nadia seems like it's gonna be like a love story, man. It's what I kind of picking up. So my question is, on top of that, is what can people expect to hear from this album? Sound wise, topic wise, what can we expect? And is it gonna be like a love kind of story or a heartbreak story?
I mean, you can expect a whole bunch of shit. Like, you could expect a love story turn into a hate story, turn into a psycho story, turn into a bitch story.
All the genres.
Whatever you can think of, it could be that and more.
Yeah.
It's really up to you. You like that voice crack?
It happens to the best of us. It happened to me. I'm glad that part didn't get recorded. So I'm glad it happened to you. But I'm not going to speak too soon because it might happen to me. Oh man, no, that's great. That's great. So so I'll just ask you a few questions about Nadia now. But see, I told you. Jinx myself, man. Jinx myself. Anyway, we'll pretend like that didn't happen. Who's you forget about it. Yeah, I'm just collect myself. Anyway, before I lose my train of thought, when I ask you some questions about Nadia, right? But I'm not gonna ask too detailed questions because I know this is a upcoming project and you don't want to give too much away. So we'll just kind of just touch base on it a little bit, talk about it briefly, not too in depth. But pretty much what I would want to ask about Nadia, right, is if people from 100 years from now, right, would listen to your upcoming album Nadia, what would you hope they would say or feel when they listen to this album?
I would want them to think, like, damn, is this the Great Pyramids? The Great Pyramids of Giza?
Is that special?
Is this the I don't know what else is great, but that's what I want them to think of.
Maybe it could be.
I want to be like that. I want to be like an ancient myth.
Yeah.
Lost in the Milky Way.
Oh, like the lost scrolls.
Yeah, like the lost scrolls.
Dead scrolls.
Like a Kung Fu Panda when he had to get the dragon scroll.
The dragon scroll.
And when he got it, it was nothing.
I see what you mean.
That's me. I'm the scroll when he gets it and then he opens it, and it's young Mike T.
I like that answer. I wasn't expecting you to answer it that good, but that was a good answer right there. Man, okay, so as I mentioned before, there seems to be a little bit of relation between American Pie and your your album Nadia, right? So without relating it back to American Pie now, if Nadia was a movie, right? Again, besides American Pie, what would be the opening scene of Nadia, the movie?
It would be a dream scene because the album starts with a dream.
Yeah.
Actually, I shouldn't say that because now you're gonna know it's a dream, but it's not a dream. But it might.
Watch out. So it would just be the opening scene would just be a dream sequence.
It would be a dream, then I wake up.
Okay, but that's all you're gonna give us for now.
That's all I'm gonna do.
You just have to wait.
You just have to wait and listen to it.
Okay, I respect that. Now, when I was doing my research again, I found some pretty interesting facts. One of them being, you're a man of exquisite taste, and what I mean by that is, if you look behind me, you're a man who enjoys his liquor, right? So I'm looking around the room. We got the Old English,
We got the Old English 40 ounce.
and then I see we got the
Here we have the
Yeah.
If you listen to look, we have the Coke 45 40 ounce.
yeah.
We just have that right there.
So
Works every time.
So, you know, I can tell that you're a man who enjoys his liquor.
Yeah.
You like to have a drink. So hold on. I too am a man who enjoys the taste of a fine cold beverage.
What are you drinking? Oh, pineapple.
Pineapple juice, non-alcoholic, I might add.
What it tastes like?
It tastes like pineapple juice, but we have that in common. We're both men with exquisite taste for liquor. So my question is, if Nadia was a drink, what drink would it be?
So I used to think that that she would be straight Bombay gin, just straight. You know what I'm saying? Like just straight out the bottle.
Yeah.
But she is Bombay gin, straight out the bottle. But she's also an entire 40 ounce of Old English,
Yeah.
straight to the head.
Damn.
Just the whole
The
bottle.
whole bottle.
The whole bottle.
Now, I don't know. Is that meant to be a good thing or bad thing?
It's both. It's a good thing because you'll get fucked up.
Yeah.
But it's a bad thing because it might fuck you up in the worst way possible.
Now that's another good.
Shit that you don't want to fuck with.
That's another good answer right there, because that kind of it kind of shows what to expect from Nadia right there. Okay, now I'm liking it, man. I can't wait for this album to come out. This sounds like a banger, man. Now, again, we have reached pretty much the conclusion of this interview. For real this time. Hopefully. So before I ask this last question, I'm just gonna give you the chance to, if there's anything you want to say to the people, shout out someone, whatever. If there's anything you want to say, I'm gonna hand you the mic and you just take it away, man. Let them know.
I guess listen to my music if you want to. Stream it on Spotify. Pretty much every streaming platform that you can think of. Follow me on Instagram. It's Yungg Mike T. Shout out to the Hodge twins. Free P Diddy. Free what's her name? And yeah.
Okay. Anyway, last time I do that, I got this one more question for you. It's hypothetical, of course, but it could happen in real life, so this is why it's important to ask these kind of questions. if a Bolchinian invasion, right? If a Bolchinian invasion, and for those who don't know what a Bolchinian is, just watch Men in Black.
Men in Black 2.
Men in Black 2, and you'll
Straight ball sacking with chin.
just watch Men in Black 2 and you'll understand, right?
Ball sacking with booty chin.
If a Bolchinian invasion was to happen on Earth, what was the first thing you're doing?
I'll probably form an alliance with them, and I'll take over the Earth, turn the whole Earth into a bunch of Bolchinian human mutants. That's it.
Well, there you have it. So it's been an honor and a pleasure to talk with young Mike T. We got to know him a little better. Got to talk about Look, get a little bit more in depth about it. Make sure to go stream that on all streaming platforms out now. We talked about Nadia, his upcoming album. So make sure to follow him on his socials so you can be updated about when Nadia drops, and just to stay in touch with all things related to young Mike T. Make sure to follow him on the socials, which he'll drop right now.
It's Young Mike T on pretty much everything. And I was just playing about the gang signs, about the, you know what I'm saying, about that stuff. I was just playing.
We can edit it out. We can edit that out. But anyway, man, it's being real. We here with the homie Young Mike T. Make sure to stay tuned to him because he got some good stuff coming up, man. Any last words before we officially say cut?
It's home, man.
If you don't know, now you know.